You're almost there. Oh my gosh. We are about to install a 4-meter high pole here on this hillside. Hopefully this pole is the solution we've been looking for, or else we're gonna have a really high pole with a dish on it for no reason. Fingers crossed, we're about to find out. I was afraid that we were gonna have to write failed attempt on the thumbnail. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new around here, we're Brittany and Drew, two hopeful adventurers who got married, moved into a van, and have been chasing adventures all around the globe ever since. And now, after moving from the USA to Portugal, we'll be documenting our entire journey of building our dreams as we transform a historic watermill into our first home, not on wheels. Join us as we embark on this new and exciting phase of life. Now, let's take in a deep breath and let it out. Let the adventure begin. Since creating a cozy and level nook for us to call home here on our 3-hectare property in southern Portugal, we continue to patiently await the keys to the watermill ruin that we will be transforming into our future home. But to be honest, we don't mind the wait as there is quite a lot of work that needs to be done outside. And when it comes to living as off-grid digital nomads, we're still missing a crucial element of survival. One that makes sharing all of this with you possible. And so, that's what today's all about. Bom dia. Welcome back to another beautiful day here in Portugal. Spring is definitely upon us. The flowers are blooming, the sun is shining, and our off-grid campsite is serving us very well. You guys saw in our last episode, we had 2 1,000-liter tanks of water delivered, but something that we are still missing that is absolutely crucial to us being able to function as digital nomads here in Portugal is Wi-Fi. We need Wi-Fi. And one of the first things that Drew and I noticed when we looked at this property for the very first time 2 years ago, there are a few concerns though, I know, like this
Wi-Fi,
road.
the steepness of the road.
Yeah.
Some other things to consider.
We'll see, but what a fun house to start with. We had like 0 receptivity in this canyon. The various internet providers in Portugal, which are Nosh, Meo, and Vodafone, we get nada. And so our only hope here is Starlink. And if you haven't heard of Starlink, it was started by Elon Musk. And basically they have various satellites that are up in space, which are allowing those of us who live in remote parts of the earth get Wi-Fi. Right now we have our satellite up on the hilltop over here, but because of the trees, it keeps going in and out of reception. And so Drew and I need to get a pole, a very big tall pole, and we're gonna need to dig a hole for that pole and probably put some cement in the hole. So that's the project for today. It's very exciting, very important. Let's see if Drew's ready to go. Knock, knock.
Hello.
You ready?
You were talking about digital nomads out there, and with products and Wi-Fi and remote working technology like Starlink, it's opening up a whole new market for people who have been nomads like us and want to be in different places, do their freelance work, have an active income. And recently they've introduced the D8 digital visa for people who maybe don't want to commit to living in Portugal long term. And this is one of the easiest ways for people to have long-term stays in Portugal and test out the waters. They get all the benefits of the tax breaks, ability to apply for living here long term, and having ultimately an EU visa after 5 years. So for anybody who's interested, check out the D8 visa. It's pretty awesome. And they just introduced this because before they were lumping everybody with freelance active incomes and passive incomes like retirees or people getting dividends from a business under the D7 visa, and now they've split it into 2 different visa types. So this is a big thing that's coming to the market right now. So check it out, guys.
I just want to say that if you find yourself thinking about moving to Portugal, either having your savings in line or having a digital remote job that you can bring when you come here to Portugal, those are important factors to think about because there aren't a lot of jobs here for locals and their pay is very different than what we're used to in the US. And we don't want to take away what jobs might be here for the locals. So it's just something to think about, as we know in the comments, some of you are very interested in Portugal as well.
Something else I wanted to mention is that by having one of these visas I've been talking about, it gives you access to travel freely through the Schengen countries, which are 26 countries that make up the EU, rather than only coming on the tourist visa, which gives you 90 days out of every 180 days. And that's a complication that Brittany and I have dealt with over and over as we've been searching for property, as we've traveled in a camper van in Europe from 2016 to 2018. Plus, one of the other benefits of the D8 visa that I was mentioning versus the D7 is that you don't have to open a bank account and put funds into it. It's a little bit less committal, we could call it, but really depends what your needs are. A lot of people want to be able to come to Portugal, spend the winter, go somewhere else, bounce around, be digital nomads, because we think everybody should experience as many places and countries and travel while they can.
That sounds like it's a good one for, what do you call them? Snowbirds.
Snowbirds. Digital snowbirds.
Yeah.
There's a whole community that seems to keep coming back to Lagos in the wintertime, and then they'll go to Asia during the summer or somewhere else, and then they come back. And it just, these hubs for digital nomad are growing, and with things like Starlink, even the countryside benefits, which really helps prevent all the people from moving to cities, and I think will be a huge movement in the future to enjoy these natural places and make them better for all.
Oh, well said. That is the hope.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go. Where exactly are we planning on putting our new Starlink pole?
Up there.
Here he comes.
Reporting for duty. It's really high.
Whoa. It looks like a stadium light pole.
Because the perfect Starlink location is where you can get like a 45-degree cone, no obstructions, whether it's a building, a mountain, or trees. And we happen to have a lot of trees on that hill. That's why we got to put it on a pole.
And here we have our pole mounting device.
That is our pole mounting device. It actually goes that way.
Oh, so the pole goes over.
Now the pole goes inside the big part.
And the satellite goes on top.
Exactly. And we got to get to the store because, like I learned last summer, the stores close at 12:30. So let's get there.
We have arrived.
They told me this is one of the biggest hardware stores in all of Portimao. Oops, car behind me. Wow, there's a line because everything is behind the counter here. You gotta go up there and tell them what you want, and I guess they pick it out of the back or give you some invoice. You probably can even drive your car around into the warehouse to pick up bigger items. This is the place.
I see you have your translation ready. Eu preciso de
Tubo de aço. You need to fit that.
We're almost up.
Tubo is this side?
Sabe a medida?
Sim.
Sabe qual é a medida, não? Quer ir ver primeiro o tubo? Quer ir ver?
Sim. In.
Por aqui, à direita, novamente à direita, está lá o colega, fala com ele.
Obrigado. This is where all the raw materials are. That's solid. That must weigh a freaking ton. Yeah, by the time we put in the pins, that should work.
So we're actually gonna go with this one. We don't need it to be so strong, but look at how long that is. Hopefully they'll be able to cut us off a piece.
4 meters is what I need. We got the goods.
That's so nice they cut it for us. They're not supposed to cut them here, but because we needed it done in order to fit it on our truck, he was willing to help.
Can you imagine what 6 meters would look like? Sticking way out like a unicorn truck.
Oh no. Still a little bit of a unicorn horn going on.
A little bit. Thanks to our good friend Volker who loaned us his tie downs. Otherwise we'd be trying to like tie this on with rope, and I feel so much better to be able to have a tie down to clamp these down on. And
for anyone who might be wondering, the tube was about 30 euros, which was half as much as we saw it at the Max Mat, which is more of like a Home Depot or B&Q if you're in the UK.
This was more like a business supply store. Remember how before we left, we told you that we had to make it here in a hurry before lunchtime hour? Well, they're not kidding. Their doors are closed and they're all at lunch now. Coffee break.
Uma maia de leite.
Pastel de nata.
And a slightly less exciting duplo or double espresso with extra hot water for me.
Kinda bland if you ask me.
It does the job. Ooh, that crunch.
Ooh.
Before coming to Portugal, I never knew that storks were a thing. You know, I only knew of them from child stories. But look at this. They're taking over the Staples sign. They literally set up massive nests.
Look at that stork nest. That one's massive.
Oh my goodness.
Right in the middle of the pole in the roundabout.
Which has me thinking about our pole. We might have some storks making their home up next to our Starlink. You can hear our pole rattling a little bit.
It's bouncing along our bars right now. But I can assure you, she's not moving.
And we're back. And there she is, the Starlink. Some pretty steep terrain.
It is. This is your first time up here, isn't it?
It is.
So I'm bringing up the cable that connects the dish to our modem that allows us to have the extended Wi-Fi network down in the camper. I want to make sure that we have enough of this because when we put the satellite dish on top of our pole, we don't want to be short on cable.
It's a very important piece of the puzzle. Also, I'm thinking you're gonna have to cut this guy down.
Time to use a chainsaw.
Just like our buddy's doing out there. I hear him.
I know. It's fun to hear other people using power tools. First for many things today, guys.
Why is it a first?
Because it's the first time I'm gonna use a chainsaw, first time you've been up here. First
Oh.
time we've ever mounted a pole, first time we've ever mixed some concrete on our land.
Whoa, look at us newbies.
Man, crushing it.
Well, that's a big pole you have there.
It's a mighty fine pole we have.
We are about to install a 4-meter high pole here on this hillside. Hopefully this pole is the solution we've been looking for. Or else we're gonna have a really high pole with a dish on it for no reason. Fingers crossed, we're about to find out. Here he comes.
Reporting for duty.
You look so professional.
I feel professional.
I totally just had a National Lampoon vision flash across my mind.
Like the icicles in the film.
Right into a Spiritu's rooftop window. Hopefully not.
This is my first experience with a chainsaw since I cut down a palm tree last fall in Florida.
And thanks to Volker for letting us purchase a second-hand chainsaw.
Thank you for hooking us up, Volker.
Yep.
We much appreciated all of your other tools that you're getting rid of coming in perfect for our jobs. We'll start with the little one. There's no way that's cutting the way it should if it was cutting right through. Yeah, those don't seem too sharp.
Nubulars. We took it to get a new chain the next day and found out that the chain was on backwards. That explains it.
I mean, they feel sharp, but they're not cutting like they're sharp. I'll be back. I got an idea.
We'll just stay right up here. Amazing.
Muscles are burning.
That's how they used to do it back in the day.
I think I might have missed my other line.
I think so.
Nope, there it goes.
Oh, timber. Good work. Some of you might be wondering what kind of a tree that is. Well, that is a eucalyptus tree, and there are many, many of them around here. One of the things about them is that they are extremely sustainable when it comes to making products with them because they're very easy to grow. But a downside of them is that they are very flammable, which means we have to clear actually quite a few of them for fire season. So taking down a eucalyptus is actually sort of a good thing to do around here. And there were no bird nests in that tree, to be clear.
If anybody knows some people who want to give us a hand on our land and help us clear some trees, drop us a comment below.
Fire season is upon us.
Ooh.
Take a breather. Next up, we have the auger. This is going to help us dig a really deep hole for the pole. Holy poly.
It's going to prevent us having to use our muscles and shovel this hole.
Oh my gosh, that would take us a day.
We remember what that trench was all about with that pickaxe.
Oh. This whole project is all about problem solving, and when you have big tools, it makes your problems a little bit smaller. Are we deep enough, you think, for the
I
pole?
don't think so.
No?
There's some really hard ground.
Oh my. We later learned that adding water to the hole makes this whole process a little bit easier.
It's just really hard in there. I was hoping for like a 3-foot hole, not a 1.5 feet.
Never have I ever hiked with a pickaxe before.
You kind of look like one of the 7 dwarves.
Happy?
I just mean that because you're pickaxe, not because you are a dwarf.
Hi ho, hi ho. It's off to work we go. Whoa.
Theory is if I kind of loosen this for the auger, maybe it'll get a bit better of a bite down in there. That was a lot of bees right there. And we can get digging a little deeper.
Hi ho, hi ho. Whoa, how deep does it go?
Wow. We just need to get our level. And then we'll put the Starlink on top of the pole.
Let's get this on there nice and tight. It's a Brittany-sized wrench.
Just a little bit on each one.
Okay.
We'll go all the way around the circle.
It's like a Christmas tree. Oops.
My hands are full.
Oh dear. Yeah, don't fall in the hole.
Don't knock dirt in the hole. What is happening right now? It's like Twister on the mountainside. All right, back to the task at hand. Antenna secure on the pole. Oh, it's really high. This is leverage in physics right now. Oh, wow. God, that is.
Whoa. It looks like a stadium light pole.
Whoa.
Good thing we got that a little deeper than it was earlier.
I know. That's still pretty freaking high.
Yeah.
Plenty of cable.
Good news.
All right. Thumbs up so far.
Now comes time to mix the cement. Google told us 4-part rock, 2-part sand, and 1 part cement.
One day we'll have a mixer.
Whoa.
Yeah, everybody likes a little extra pepper in the pot. All right, ready for some water?
Hopefully not a tsunami.
Johnny Tsunami. Ready?
Water! Ah. Nice, I like your trowel trick.
I once opened it, so I already knew what to expect. How much water? That is the question. Plus we'll add a rock up top.
Yeah. Our plan is to dump the majority of the rock into the bottom of our hole around the pole and then mix it into the cement mix and pour the rest of this on top of the rock. So we brought the bag up there. What?
Splash!
Tsunami!
Taking a cement bath over here.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think we need more water.
That's nice. Like icing. All right, guys, what do you think the probability is that Drew's gonna make it up here with a full tub of cement? You're almost there.
Okay, right.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you're amazing. You're gonna do it. Yes.
Alright, so the first step, we're going to drop some rock in here just to give the pole some stability while we level it properly this time around. Hold it the best you can, Mrs. Adventure.
Okay.
I think it'll hold on its own, let go.
Let's see. It's holding. A little bit.
A little bit.
All right,
Great.
let's test for any obstructions here. Select. I'm ready.
Collect those dots.
Collecting all the stars. Or all the locations for the satellites that are in space. Almost there. Whoa. Ooh. Okay, view results. We got our modem right here on top of our Jackery, and it's time for the moment of truth.
How fast is our Wi-Fi?
Usually we're happy when our download speed is about at a 20 or a 30, and our upload is maybe somewhere around a 10. Like, that's usually amazing. So I'll be curious to see what this is. Oh my gosh. Look at this, guys.
240 megabytes download.
And we're out in what some people would call the middle of nowhere.
Especially some of our friends who live in Lisbon.
This is incredible.
Wow.
Upload speeds of nearly 20.
Yeah.
That means I could upload a YouTube video in like single-digit minutes.
The issue we were having before when we had the satellite mounted on the top of our camper is we were experiencing outages. So we'd be on a call or a video chat and everything would just shut down, and sometimes for 10, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And now by us mounting it up on top of that pole, we're getting clear visibility to those satellites.
And the hope is no more outages. So
that's the hope. We need to have consistent Wi-Fi for all that we rely on, for communicating with you guys, our friends, our family, getting people out here to help us with the land. Yep. This is really exciting.
It's really exciting. None of which would be possible without Jackery, our solar-powered portable generators that we literally build our lives around. Whether it's us traveling in a camper van or us setting up camp here on raw land, we truly wouldn't be able to do this without the power of the sun that Jackery allows us to harness. Right here we have our Jackery Explorer 1500 Pro. And on top we have our Jackery Explorer 1000. And together they allow us to not only power our Wi-Fi, also charge our computers, our camera batteries, make smoothies with our blender, and use our water pump so that we can pump water into our camper van. It's amazing what these things make possible. And they have a plethora of products with different types of power wattages depending on your needs. And you can check out our link below to see what products or promos they are offering. We hope that you find them as useful as we do. Let's make sure it's level. There.
Okay. Are we still level? Let me just give this a little bit of a spin.
Just make a little platform and we can stick our handprints in it.
It's looking good. And we're still level?
Yeah.
You gotta stand here for about an hour and a half now.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Good.
This is quick dry cement. All right, let's put our hands in it.
Fun. It looks really great. Is it too wet?
I don't know. Go!
Oh, it's very wet.
Oh, it's very wet.
Too soon.
So I'll just wait here about 5 hours and I'll finally get a print.
We'll just come back up when it's more solid.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm stoked though. Job well done. We didn't really know how this was going to turn out today.
I know, we had some obstacles to overcome.
I was afraid that we were going to have to write failed attempt on the thumbnail.
But I gotta say, when I step way back and take a look at how straight this is, I'm really satisfied.
A+.
Yeah.
Well, I think that tonight, in theme of our Starlink here, it's supposed to be a beautifully clear night, and we're going to be able to see 5 planets surrounding the moon, which is like more planets than you can ever see all in one night. So we're going to go to the very top of the mountain here and do some stargazing.
Luckily, there's not too much light pollution in this area, so we should get a great look at the sky.
And I'm ready to wash my hands. Oh, splat. So we came up to the top of the mountain. We heard that you can see 5 planets surrounding the moon tonight. Venus,
Mercury,
Mars,
Jupiter,
Uranus.
Uranus.
You had to. With stars in our eyes, lots of hope in our hearts, and now with Wi-Fi on our land, we can't wait to see you all in our next episode as the transformation continues. Just wait till you see what we've been up to. We love you.